I just want to drag you back to marriage. What if you have a scenario where you have a child who tells you he's atheist, was brought up Catholic, went through all the sacraments and everything, and now they're getting married, and they are having an event. They're having it in an event center, not by a priest or not even a Christian wedding. They're just having a wedding. I guess, how would you handle that as a parent, or how would you, as a deacon, how would you view that couple, and what would you do if that was your child?
And he was baptized Catholic.
Yes.
All right.
And there's a possibility she's not even baptized.
And she's not even baptized.
Right.
Okay. So
there's a good one for you, right?
Yeah. So I'm thinking the canon law is going through my head now. So a couple things. A Catholic who's baptized is obligated to follow the Catholic practice of marriage in order for the marriage to be valid. That means you get married in a church, and it's witnessed by a priest or a deacon, or a bishop, of course, but a priest or a deacon witnesses the exchange of vows. It's the only sacrament where the covenant is exchanged between the people. So the priest is not doing the baptizing, the bishop is not doing the ordaining, the priest is not forgiving, Jesus is not forgiving the sin through the priest. The actual vows are exchanged between the people, and the priest or deacon is just there as the witness of the vows. So non-Catholics are not bound to follow the Catholic form of marriage. So if it's a Protestant or whatever, they're not bound to get married in the Catholic Church or follow the Catholic. They can get married however they want, but the Catholic Church would still see that as a valid marriage because they're not bound to follow the Catholic form of marriage. All right? So your child basically has formally cut himself off from the faith. So he would not be considered, so basically he's cut himself off from the church. So he would not be considered a Catholic. So he could not come to church and receive any of the sacraments, communion, anything like that, right? That's basically what he's saying. Yeah, he hasn't, okay. So then for that, and especially if the other person is not even baptized and not even a Christian, then it would not be, definitely not a sacramental marriage. It would not be a valid marriage. It'd be like a natural marriage. It would still be a marriage as a man and woman, but it'd be a natural marriage. The church would not really recognize that really at all. So here you have to use discretion. All right, it's your child whom you love. Right? So by going, you have to ask yourself, if my presence here means that, are people going to think that I'm supporting my son in his decision? Because I want to get married in the church, I want to be Catholic, I want to do all. But right now in his life, here's where he is. He's made the decision. I think it's a wrong decision. I think it's a bad decision. But at least he's marrying a woman. Right? So at least I want to be there. Or do you say, I can't be there because as much as I love him, as I want to be there, it's the marriage is going to be something that's not recognized by the church. There's no grace, actual sacramental grace with that union. I love you so, but I just can't support that decision you're making. So there it's a judgment call on your part. I think that's the way you have to look at it. I think it's a judgment call on your part there. Yeah, see, you want me to give you an answer, right? But I can't. You have to discern what that is. So you have to, even if you go, you have to say, son, I'm here this is something I don't support, I can't endorse, but I'm here because you're my son, I love you, and you're marrying this girl or whatever, that kind of thing. But even though it's not really a valid marriage, that kind of thing, that's a judgment. I think it's a judgment call for you. If you think your presence there, though, might be a witness, like an evangelizing witness, or you have an opportunity to maybe plant a seed of faith in your son's life by your presence there, then yeah. You see, that could be, because what you're doing is this, you're not closing the door on your relationship with your son. If you don't show up, your son might cut you off, and you're done. As far as he's concerned, you're dead. Like I did with my dad, you're done. But even if you are there, even though you don't endorse it and you made it very clear to him, your presence there might be that evangelizing witness that shows there's still a little room for the Holy Spirit to work in his life. Because now you haven't closed the door all the way. The door's almost closed. It's like you got your toe in it now, right? So you have to think about that as well, all right, as you're thinking about what to do. Because I ain't going to tell you what to do. Yeah, most welcome. And